says I need a capo on the second fret. What is a capo? Well, that's what this class is for, all right? So if you already know how to use a capo, next, you need to hit the next button and find a different video. But if you don't, this is for you guys, all right? So I want to really give you guys a quick little rundown on the best way to use a capo and the way I like to use the capo, all right? And another thing is what capo to buy. There's a million different capos out there that you could purchase, okay? So let me talk about the kind of capo that I am using, all right? So I'm just using what they call, I think this is the G7th brand. Yes, this is the G7th brand, Nashville capo. I think they're like 20, 22 bucks online. I'll post a link below to that, but you can get really good capos. I like this one. This is just made for an acoustic or electric guitar, all right? Some of them will say for a 12-string, or they'll say for a banjo, for a mandolin. You want one that will work on acoustic and electric. You don't have to buy two, all right? So get one that's for an acoustic and electric guitar, all right? The G7th capos are really awesome. They have this rubber coating on the outside. You can't see because it's all black. I'll show you a little bit once I zoom in here. But it keeps it from like really banging against your neck. So I think it causes probably, it's one of the few capos I've used in the last 25 years of playing guitar that I feel like causes the least amount of potential damage to the neck as I'm putting it on, taking it off, because whether or not you're playing at church or even just sitting around the house for like the beginners watching this video, you don't want to be banging on your guitar. I mean, it's a nice instrument. Let's take care of it. And these capos seem to do the trick. Now, there are a bunch of brands out there. This is the kind that I just happen to like, the G7th brand. So, actually, and guess what? I'm definitely not getting paid to say that. I just generally enjoy this capo, all right? You can get Kaisers and you can get Shub capos. They make all different kinds. Just get one that's for electric and acoustic guitar. So with that said, my name is Brett Blakemore from SummitGuitarSchool.com. Do me a favor, if you like this video and you learned something, consider subscribing, liking it. It really helps us out. Drop a comment in the comments below. Let me know if it's helping you. If you have any other questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Also, head over to the links in the website or links in the description. Go to the website and subscribe to the newsletter for some free strumming pattern lessons, as well as just updates along those lines. I'm not trying to sell you guys anything. I'm just trying to provide as much value as I possibly can. So go check that out. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We really appreciate the support. Let's get started. Okay, so let's talk about how we're going to use a capo today, all right? Here's the deal. Once you get to a certain point and you know how to play like E minor, G, D, A minor, like all the open chords, even like the open F chords, C major 7th, all those, you're going to get to a point where you're learning a song and it says the capo on a specific fret. You'll be like, I don't know what a capo is. So maybe you look up a capo. Oh, that's what it is. Which one do I need? I kind of helped you out with that. You just got to make sure it's for electric and acoustic guitars, all right? And like I said, I love these G7 capos. I switched to this silver one. It's the same exact one. The Nashville version is just easier to see in the video. So let's talk about it. For example, let's give an example that's been made into a meme here. Let's do the Wonderwall, right? So you know Wonderwall. Let's say you know that. But you realize on the chord progression or the chord chart, it tells you to capo. Okay, so you go out and you buy the capo you like. What do you do with it? Which end goes where, all right? So let's talk about that. So this is what a capo generally looks like. Doesn't matter which one you get, it'll look something like this. It's got the long piece here. It's got the kind of flat piece here. And then it's got like a spring or something like that in here, all right? And you're meant to squeeze it like this, all right? When you squeeze it like this, a lot of people will try to put it on like this. To me, that's just not right. You got to reach under there. But you want the longer piece over the neck. All right, so let's say on Oasis's Wonderwall, it says capo 2nd fret. You're like, all right, where do I capo it? You put it right here. It's really simple. You just grab it, pinch it together, and put it on the neck. But here's the problem. A lot of people will just put it anywhere on that 2nd fret. Well, that's not what you really want to do because the guitar isn't a perfect instrument, all right? If you put it down right here, it's not going to be 100% in tune when you go to strum those strings, all right? So let's solve a big problem that I see a lot of people have right away. If you put it too far back, it'll be flat and it'll be buzzy, right? So you want to move it up to to at least just behind the fret. And really, if you get it just right, not right on the fret, but just behind it, all right? And try to make it as straight as you can up and down. And then you get the sound you're looking for. All right? All a capo does is take this little spot, this thing right here is called the nut on your guitar. I know it's a funny name, but it holds the strings in place right here. This is is kind of acting as a capo, all right? Well, you take those open chords. The capo lets you take the open chords you already know and play them further up the neck in different keys without having to learn new chords. And it's great for beginners and intermediate guitar players, worship leaders, songwriters, just musicians all the way around, to know how to do this, because then you can play songs in different keys that might fit your voice better or that sound in tune with the song that you're learning, okay? So all you're doing is taking open chords and you're moving them up the neck, and it keeps you from having to switch to bar chords if it's not needed for that certain situation or for that song. So we're taking E minor, a G, a D, and an A, and we can capo anywhere. We can take this and we can move it up to the 5th fret just behind there, and we can play the same thing. So you just have to imagine, if you capo the 5th fret, you have to imagine, you can't do this. You have to imagine that this is the 1st fret after the capo, 2nd fret after the capo, 3rd fret. So you kind of have to get used to the way it looks, and you got to make sure you get it right behind the fret there. All right? And you have to get used to the way it looks and go, okay, I was on the 2nd fret for my E minor. I'm going to be 2 frets up for my E minor from the capo. It's the exact same principle, all right? So if you get it right here and you're still sounding out of tune, okay, you want to grab a tuner and you can retune. It doesn't matter if you don't know the name of the notes that is attuned to or that those are at. You got to make sure you have a chromatic tuner for this to work. And you can retune and go, okay, that one's a little sharp. All right, that one's in tune. That one's good. That one's good. And this one's a little flat, so I'll redo that one. All right, so all I'm doing is tuning based on where the capo's at, right? So that helps me stay in pitch even more. Now, a lot of times when you're playing, you're in a hurry and you don't do that, but you should probably tune. Once you put the capo on, retune and make sure it's there. But once you take it off, then you got to retune again, which is kind of a hassle. But that is exactly how a capo works. And usually if you're in tune up here and you've got a pretty nice guitar, one that stays in tune on its own in general, you should be able to take the capo, in theory, put it just behind the fret that you're wanting, and you should still sound in tune just like this. So all you're doing is moving the capo up and playing your major and minor chords that are open further up the neck to sound in a different key. And it's great for people that like learn a song, let's say, and they're like, oh, that's just too low for me, right? So you're like, okay, I'm learning this pop song, but it's too low or too high. I can move it up based on where it sounds good with my voice, okay? And the next thing you would want to know, which we won't do in this lesson, is how to tell what key you're playing in once you move it up. And that's a whole nother topic. Today was just how do I use a capo? So that should answer your question. If you have any other questions, let me know. And kind of a cool thing that, you know, musicians and singer-songwriters all do is when you know you're going to need a capo, you just set it right there before you're practicing or before you're playing or before your performance. And that way when you're playing in regular tuning, you've got it handy to just clip on and go. Hope that helps.